Hey, what's going on out there? I'd like to welcome you all to Water Your Soil. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to talk about 3 common credit card myths. And these myths are ridiculous in my opinion. So we're going to get right into it. And the first myth is that high credit limits equal high credit scores. High credit card limits does not equal a high credit score. I've been helping people over the years, and I help people with high credit limits due to their income, and I also help people with lower credit limits due to their income. And I'll tell you this is just subjective. This is just my personal experience. I have come across people with lower credit limits that have higher credit scores than I have of people with higher credit limits and higher credit scores. And the reason it varies, like I always say, credit scores are case by case. So normally it comes down to spending as well as what's on your credit report and how well someone manages their credit report. And a lot of times people with higher credit limits, they tend to just spend higher and they can't afford to pay back on time. They usually have a higher utilization, and sometimes, I'm not going to say all the times, but sometimes they like to carry over balances. So that's one myth that I would like to see people stop believing, because I noticed one thing, especially here on YouTube, people love to chase after high credit limits. That's one of the main questions I get asked these days when it comes to people asking me about credit cards and credit card advice. People love to ask, hey, how can I get a higher credit limit? And I always reply and ask them, why do you want a higher credit limit? And it's usually so they can spend more. Some people, but very rarely do people say, hey, I want to improve my utilization. For the most part, people say so that they can spend more. So you want to be careful chasing after a high credit limit, because no, it does not equal a higher credit score. Now on the reverse, a high credit score can get you a higher credit limit, especially if combined with income. I did a few videos about this and I already touched on it, but it can. But on the opposite end, a higher credit limit does not equal a higher credit score. So the second myth is the more popular credit cards have the best rewards. And that's simply not true. Just because a credit card is advertised a lot or is marketed a lot and it's talked about a lot on YouTube does not mean that it has the best rewards. Like I always tell you all, credit cards are subjective. So what one person likes out of a credit card doesn't mean that the next person is gonna like that. One positive that one person gets out of a credit card doesn't mean that the next person is going to get that. Someone may want a credit card for gas. Someone may want a credit card for hotel points. Someone may want it for airlines, you know. So it all depends on the person. And just because a credit card is popular does not mean that the rewards are the best. So when you're searching for credit cards, you don't just want to search the popular names and the popular credit card issuers. You want to do a total search to find the credit card that's best for you. And that's the only way you're going to find out what credit card works best for you. One of my main credit cards is not the most popular card, but it comes in clutch for me. And that's how you all have to attack it. You have to go and figure out which credit card will work best for you in your present and your future lifestyle. So always keep those things in mind when looking for a credit card. Don't just go popular. And the last and final myth, I think some of you already know this, but the last and final myth is all credit cards come with a hard inquiry when you're applying for a new credit card. And that's simply not true. There are ways to avoid a hard inquiry, especially if you are already a member, like especially for American Express. If you have an American Express credit card and your card is in good standing and American Express actually trusts you, and you go and you apply for a new credit card, you will not pick up a hard inquiry. I believe that Capital One also does that as well. So there are a couple of credit card issuers. When you already have a credit card with that issuer, you can go and apply for a new card and you won't get dinged with the hard inquiry. Now, if you're someone who's trying to build up your credit score, not getting hit with a hard inquiry is big. So I always recommend people to at least get one American Express card, because that always opens up that door. Now, of course, your credit score has to be good and your account has to be in good standing. Your credit report has to look good. But if you have all those things working for you, normally you do not receive a hard inquiry when applying for a new credit card with American Express if you already have one that's in good standing. Like I said, it's case by case, so it all depends on those factors as well as American Express. But anyways, this is Water Your Soil. If you're new here and you're feeling the vibe over here, Be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications. That way you don't miss a future video. Also, this goes to every single one of you. Be sure to hit the like button on the way out. The algorithm respects the like button just as much as it respects you watching this video. This is Water Your Soil. I appreciate you all for taking out the time to watch this channel and watch this video. If you are on the credit score journey, stay focused. I appreciate you all for watching, and I'm out. Wait. Before you leave, be sure to check out the description box below. That way you can have all the credit resources from Water Your Soil. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button as well, all right?